we do finally have an arena game. It took us quite a while to find this one, so I'm very happy it finally came together. I'm hoping that we can put up a decent performance. Hopefully everyone here is actually here. It looks like everyone has responded. I'm picking to the fourth seat. I seem to be doing that a decent amount lately, and I actually like doing that because it means I get the best chance to control the color wheel. It gives me the best chance to ensure that the color wheel is not bad. That said, I mean, people could put in, like, engineers have already been picked, so if someone puts, like, ore in or witches in, then it's going to be nasty no matter what. So we can hope that no one puts in green, and if they do, then, you know, we just deal with it. But until then, this track has got engineers and cultists in it. Got temples early, mid-round TPs. Engineers do like mid-round TPs. This big building event I'm not convinced about. We'll see. I mean, cultists do like that. I think mermaids also really like a track like this with, like, you can build out a bunch of dwellings in the mid-rounds, like you don't care that much, and then at the end of the game you can just build your big buildings and town up and stuff. Well, you got swarmlings instead. I think that the best colors here are usually, I think red is too much of an issue. I have put chaos in against this group before, but chaos just actually kind of helps engineers a lot in almost an annoying way. I think fakirs are too fragile. Darklings are kind of a classic. Darklings are pretty classic to put up against this color matchup, but I'm going to put in nomads. Nomads are flexible, they're interesting, and they're going to be strongly affected by whether or not swarmlings are over here in the west. And I am interested in seeing how that goes. In the meantime, I'm going to change my stream because I think I've been told that apparently board game instead of board game online is what I should be going with. That's what everyone streams apparently, or that's what everyone streams on apparently. So we're changing ourselves to stream on the channel board games instead of board game online. Now let's see what faction we want to bid on here. I think nomads are probably the 40 faction. I think engineers are very strong. Cultists should struggle a little bit with this specific color matchup. Nomads, with the temple event here, I suspect that nomads will want to open with spade and open with temples instead of strongholds. That would mean that swarmlings would get the big building tile. Cultists probably take worker power and angle for double dig, and engineers probably just take the other power tile to lock up double dig. But who knows? ESQ Snowbird goes for nomads first, which I think is very bold. I don't think that I would have chosen that, and it scares me a little bit. Eddie goes for cultists. Cultists is very defensible. I think that these are some fairly even I'm a little disappointed that nomads got bid, actually. I was thinking of trying to formulate a cool plan for them, but I don't think that there's any way that they're actually better than engineers or swarmlings. So I will just take, if address bids on engineers or swarmlings, I will just bid on the other one and see where it goes. Though admittedly, like, cultists are still pretty attractive. The thing that makes cultists like the least interesting to me is that round 1, cultists don't get any notable rewards. Round 2, they will probably get 2 spades off of this cult. However, after that, it's a rainbow cult, and anyone could win. Like, cultists aren't going to dominate like the single most contested cult this game, and we do know that swarmlings are quite capable of forming the 2-key town before cultists can. I'm strongly considering playing swarmlings here. D2 swarmlings I think would be very strong with nomads in the game. Ooh. Address is bidding swarmlings. I don't think that I can. I don't think I can actually resist just going for the all 40s game. I'm throwing strategy out the window and just doing this, and we're gonna see where it goes. I think that I might be leaving too much value to swarmlings here. I'll admit it. I'll be the first to admit that. But I can't. What did you walk into, Patrick? You walked into an instant and an instant auction. Yeah, I found a game. Red alert. I only had to wait. I think it was around. I think I waited around an hour and 50 minutes for this. I did some other stuff, but it did take me quite a while. Some queues got sniped for me, and I wasn't thrilled about that. But we're playing Terra Mystica, and I do enjoy playing Terra Mystica. I expect you're getting the worst power tile here. The power tile I'm probably just going to take is 6 coins, I think. I don't think that I really want temp shift that bad. 6 coins gives me the option to just double temple very easily. And I think double temple here is strong because of the earth spade here especially. It's a temple event and there's an earth spade. Then the next round I try to pass on to one of the tiles with workers and get double spade then. Because of the relatively friendly color wheel, I don't think I should have to worry that hard about securing like E9 and D4, which are the traditional hexes that I want. I think D5 swarmlings is bad, but it's probably fairly good for me as long as if they upgrade here. So I think it's bad for swarmlings to start D5, but I do see a lot of people do it, and I see a lot of people lose with it, and I'm okay with that because they'll probably be feeding me leech. That said, I do expect nomads to be here, and swarmlings probably just place their other one here. ESQ Snowbird is playing quite slowly. I don't know why, because to me these seem like some fairly obvious placements here, but they might be a very new player, and yeah, they're a new player. They haven't played 40 games yet. They have like an okay ELA. They might be scared of placing F3 because they're like, oh, cultists are there. That's no good. ESQ Snowbird, you should just definitely place F3. You do not want to avoid the F3 hex. ESQ Snowbird is not playing very quickly either. Okay, there we go. Good job. Well done. We're getting that first upgrade advantage, which is great. I think swarmlings will probably just place D2. I actually like seeing G6 swarmlings because it's very disruptive to cultists. Instead, cultists will have a very, very nice game where they're able to just... They'll probably just connect through the north pretty trivially. And then I imagine that they might make a town up here. One slightly frustrating thing about this is that cultists are kind of likely to try to spade this guy to yellow in this color matchup. If they get the double spade, I wouldn't be too shocked to see E5, D4, or some garbage like that. I hate that, but we'll see. Hubert, you think that I got a deal on engineers here? I think that swarmlings and cultists are both very good here. I actually wanted to play nomads, but the newish player opened bidding on nomads, so it's kind of hard to go from there. I also quite like swarmlings here. I think that this track is really good. Swarmlings are going to get a pass tile that they really like between the big building and the spade, or even worker power if they felt like it. Um, oh, this sucks. I mean, I didn't want to see this. This might mean, okay, with this, I think that I might actually be taking temp ship and just taking double spade with the first action. Because this is a big issue for me. Swarmlings taking G3 away from me would be an issue, but it does hurt nomads quite badly. Yeah, I mean, to me, I would have placed G6, H4 Swarmlings. Actually, this is a game where I would have placed D2, and I never placed D2 with yellow in the game. However, nomads, I feel like, were the worst faction here, and they're being played by the worst player. I wouldn't mind playing D4 Swarmlings and benefiting off of and helping the worst player. Or I mean, like, no offense or anything, like, just the elo suggests that they're not that strong. Red Alert, you think that these placements are terrible for nomads and amazing for cultists? Yeah, well, I mean, Swarmlings not being on G6 is always really, really good for cultists. That said, I mean, it does take away this connection path, I guess. I mean, I don't think H4 hurts nomads. I think that, I do think that cultists are probably the winners of these placements, though, for sure. No question. H4 is disruptive to engineers. G6 is helpful to engineers. So, like, I'm not a huge fan of this, admittedly. I have two hexes that I'm quite interested in D4 and G3. They wind up placing I7. Okay, well, that hurts Swarmlings. So the one player that I'd need to worry about here is cultists, I think. To me, like, that seems fairly clear. I think that I placed this that I can ensure that I get my spades. I had just double spade D4 and G3 right off the bat here and see what happens. By the way, the nomads opened on this tile, which suggests that they might go for a stronghold opening. A lot of players do like opening with the stronghold. There is a round 2 town, which makes that better. Which means that my hexes could disappear really quick. So in that case, I'll just take temp ship. I won't be too pressed about D4. I'm going to be double spading, so D4 is guaranteed not to go away. I'll take F4 G3 here. And we'll take this guy first, and then we'll turn this guy. We've given away our ability to open double temple, so we should think about which favor we want here, whether we want Earth 1 or Earth 2. I think that I thought about it, and I've come to the conclusion that I want Earth 2. It seems clearly correct here with 3 pass tiles that I'll give points. These TPs in the middle rounds. It's not the highest scoring of games, but I just want Earth 2 here, and that's what I'm going to do. Do I give Swarmlings Leech or do I give Nomads Leech? They're both worth the same with this cultist stuff. They should be worth the same amount of Leech to me afterward. I think that Swarmlings benefit from it less, so I guess it's just up here. G2 probably gets built, so this should get a little more Leech. It might not get built this round, but it will get built, so it's down here. Cultists should secure single spade on G5 here, I believe. We'll see if that happens. They could also take workers, or they take a priest. Okay. So cultists are going to go for absolute cult domination. I really hope that the Swarmlings player is good, but they're not going to get a quick town, so that's actually very good for cultists too. That's actually also a problem. I think cultists are going to get away with everything, and they might just run away with this game here. These placements and this pass tile arrangement and stuff, like, it's all broken kind of ideally for them. Oh man. Okay, our Swarmlings friend is also not good at Terra Mystica, so we're in trouble here. Yeah. We have a weaker player just who's going to absolutely run away with stuff with no one fighting them. Yeah, I'm pretty concerned here. Nomads, I believe, are deciding between single dig, temple, and do I need to just take Earth 1 here? So now I'm wondering if I just need to take Earth 1 here. Oh, this hex does get built in round 1. That's nice. If I take Earth 1 here, then I have a worker income of 2 workers next round. But I have 1 worker left over. Or, yeah, I just have 2 workers next round, and next round I just temple or something. But next round I'm getting Earth 2 anyway, so... And maybe I pass on to a worker or something. Maybe I can get onto Nomad's tile or something. Probably not. Looking at it, I'm probably passing first onto this. But I should be getting a bunch of leech. I can just maybe double spade again next round. And... God. This is awkward. Well, I mean, for sure we're building a temple. Okay, let's see. We're getting power from here. I think the downside is pretty high if we lose Earth 1 here. And Swarmlings should take Earth 1. So I'm going to go with this. Or shit, sorry guys. I am just going to take Earth 1 here. I think normally I would almost always take Earth 2, but reading the table, cultists are just in such a good position that I'm going to take Earth 1. I think I need to get, like... I need to play defensive here. I think that I'm still in an okay position, but cultists are in a ridiculously good position. So if cultists get Earth 1 and I don't get Earth 1, that presents a huge issue for me. So this isn't like the normal way of playing greedy to me, but it is in a way playing greedy, I think. Normally to me, playing greedy means, just like take all the everything that you can, but cultists aren't chumps? No, I think cultists are chumps. Oh wait, did they? Oh, they did take Earth 2. Yeah, interesting. Well, I mean, cultists are just doing so well that it doesn't really matter that much for them, right? Yeah, cultists could open 2 temples for sure. Yeah, like the combination of H4 Swarmlings and Nomads being on this tile were what persuaded me to wind up going for Temp Ship. I think if either of those doesn't go that way, then I'm probably just taking the 7 coins, and then I have a chance at getting both Double Dig and, like, next turn I can Worker's Action or something, but I've been squeezed in a way that I was really not hoping for. Um, so far, um, swarmlings have run down their timer quite a few times. I think that swarmlings might just upgrade in the north. Okay, so it is a stronghold for nomads. So I think that I was correct to be like slightly paranoid here. I am hopeful that nomads sandstorm e5, or that cultists like hard dig e5 or something. But in any case, I'm going to place here now. And I don't know whether or not to expect leech, and I do think that I would like the option to double dig next round. So I am not going to down convert my power. I don't really expect anything next to me to get upgraded again. And cultists would be foolish to upgrade here, so. Patrick, are you laughing at my phrasing? Because I feel like that was phrased. I feel like that was phrased exactly how I wanted it to be. All right. Okay, cultists are going double temple, so I'm going to down convert 2 power. Actually, cultists are going to make a second temple here. If they are my number 1 enemy as I expect, then all that this power gets me, right, if I take that 2 power, is it gets me 1 coin. I'm not going to let cultists have 2 cult steps for 1 coin, right? That seems ridiculous. No, nomads, don't go for this town. I mean, it's good for you, but you were supposed to block the cultists, not join them. Well, we should have taken Earth 2. 100% we should have taken Earth 2. Well, this absolutely blows. We're also not getting the Earth Spade. Cultists are almost certainly sending Priest to Earth, so that's a bummer. Swarmlings did not build a temple, which is got to be a letdown for them. Pass on to the spade. Come on, man. Pass on to the spade. You can do it. I believe in you. God, leaving this hex for cultists just makes me so sad. It makes me so sad. They're going to open next round with a bridge, so cultists are going to get e5. I have to take d4 away from them, I think. It's also good for me. But yeah, this hex was my way into the west. I5 is a lot harder to ship to compared to I6. So yeah, we got problems. We definitely got problems. We're going to double spade, and then we're going to put our priest off to whatever cult the cultists don't take from us. That'll be either air or water, I suppose. They're going to send one of their priests off to air or water for their first action. Anyway, the one good thing is that we are sucking up the spade actions early, and we did pass on to the 7 coins, which is nice. So there are some things that don't feel that awful right now. Yeah, like this is insane for cultists. They're gonna get Earth 1 here, and they're gonna get a bunch of they got the spade. Oh my god, why is this happening this way? I don't deserve this. Come on. I didn't deserve this. Is this what happens when you take Earth 1? Just your opponents, like, give each other everything? Okay. Brief thought, is there any way we can squeeze out this town? The answer to that question is no. I don't think we can. We don't have enough bridges to bridge 2 bridges, put a landscape, put a TP or something. But that was a hilarious thought. I'm glad I entertained it for half a second. Next round actually probably will be our first town round. I think that we'll temple then, probably just for water 1. Swarmlings are being enemies of the stream right now. Yeah, I'm declaring Swarmlings enemies of the stream right now for their pace of play. Okay, they do use their temp ship. That's neat. This style of play certainly seems to imply that the correct move was to take Earth 2 last round. So I could have templed for Earth 1 here. But indeed, nomads are just, well, I mean, nomads are probably going to make a TP here or here. I like nomads game fine. I will say, I like nomads game fine. I think that they really need to take the spade instead of what they wound up doing. But one leech doesn't do me much, so I'm just going to ignore that. Do we want our priest on earth or water, or on air or water? Air the reward comes sooner, so that's notable. But water, we are taking water 1, so we're definitely hitting this one. I'm thinking that the answer is we try for a 2-key town in this. And we send a priest there if need be. We're kind of thinking anti-cultists here a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't be assuming that I'm just beating nomads and swarmlings. Like, nomads certainly could still have a good game here. There's nomads, like, other than handing cultists this stuff, nomads haven't done anything bad for their own game. So I'm not convinced that, like, swarmlings are probably just out of it, right? Like, they can't town this round. They're not getting the 2 keys town. They haven't yet templed for water 1, which admittedly they still could do. Yeah, they're not templing for water 1. I'm not sure that they have a very good grasp on how to play swarmlings very well. They probably just picked the faction that they wanted to play because they're cool, and admittedly swarmlings are very cool. Nomads also know to give leech down there instead of up here, so bummer. I can block cultist connection with E8. I mean, I could. That might only cost them 6 points though, right? Stronghold nomads, swarmlings they're always beating. Even if swarmlings are just, yeah, it's only 6 points to block cultist connection, right? I think blocking their towns and their scoring favors might actually be stronger than trying to block connection from them. Nomads take a coin town, and here is where they would really love the spade, right? They're about to put down one dwelling and get 4 points, but the spade lets them get down an additional dwelling. And the additional dwelling is just so strong. Nomads do have some issues with neighbors for the TP round, so they're probably incentivized to let cultists onto E4. But cultists, yeah, they are going to send priests to water. That makes sense. They're probably going to build H7. Their spades, I suppose, go on E5 and G4. We're going to build this hex and then we're done. We'll see what's still left at that point. Fun fact, right now our coin economy doesn't actually look strong enough to take water 1. So I think if we're going to pass on to a tile with workers on it, almost certainly. Nomads and swarmlings might pass for this tile, but I should be able to get this tile. I won't have enough stuff to take a power action. That's not because I declined Cultist Leech. Cultist Leech would have got me absolutely nothing here. So well, maybe next round isn't the 2-key town round. Oh, okay. So here's what's going to happen. Cultists are going to have tempo on 2-key town by... They'll be 3 moves away from taking a town next round. Once they build H7, they should be able to double spade G6. So it'll be 1, 2, and then they need a TP to finish up their town. I can stop that. I can go TP bridge for a town. The question is that any good? The 2-key town does get me the air spade, so I'll be able to put a spade on D7. So that's nice. It prevents cultists from getting it, which is also nice, but what does stopping cultists from getting... Oh, okay. So I guess the upside to the 2-key town is that I could get this, but if I get water 1 anyway, then an 8-pointer is also good. Maybe I just let cultists have 2-key town and take an 8-pointer, because am I beating them on any cult other than air? The answer is probably no, right? The answer is 8-pointer gets me this. Oh, Nomads took Earth 1. Okay. So we are definitely passing. I was considering the temp ship to get onto more hexes next round. It is just good expansion. It is possible that I could just delay making my town, and I just put a priest off to air. I make temple for water 1, build C2. Temple for water 1, build C2, and just send a priest to air to get my spade onto D7, then just let cultists have the 2-key town or whatever. I don't think it's that awful. Yeah, let's take this. I don't know if this feels pretty questionable to me, but I think it has a chance of working out. I do feel kind of just naked as an engineers player with no Earth 2, though. Nomads need to build their dwelling. they're experiencing some coin pains. Um, Hopefully they'll find it in their hearts to give me some leech here next round. Without Earth 2, I also don't have leech, which is a problem. God, Earth 1 was such a huge mistake. Guys, if you're engineers, just... It doesn't matter what the competition is, just don't rush Earth 1 like a chump like me. I'm a fool. Nomads are trying to figure out where to sandstorm. I think the answer is you sandstorm E3. No, they sandstorm D2, which is like equivalent. Yeah, they have some neighbor problems. They took a coin town so that they could temple for Earth 1, but now they're out of they're out of coins again. Cultists are probably passing on to this, admittedly. But are cultists going to get a coins action? Cultists are getting a coins action, aren't they? I'm just going to be like so mad. Yeah, I'm just going to be really upset this game because I think cultists are getting a coins action. Okay, sudden new theory. Sudden new theory. What if we build 2 temples or 2 TPs, then we take a workers town, and then we build C5, C2, and then next round we try to temple for water 1? Can I float water 1 until that point? And if I don't manage to float water 1 until that point, then I'll probably just temple for air 1 at that point, right? I can get out all my TPs. Cultists are not racing the 2 key towns, so that's cool. Yeah, Nomads did indeed get this. I do not like Cultists beyond this one bit. Like, why are they not on this? Or, like, the coins? I suppose they are trying to set up a double spade. They are going to get the 2 key town this round. I don't know, maybe it's okay, but I don't love what they're doing here. Yeah, what I'm considering doing here is I'm considering building 2 TPs in the center, bridging to G3, and then getting a workers town and then going C2, C5. I think that should be okay. Red Alert, you think that water 1 seems pretty safe this game? I mean, I don't know how true that is, but it's a nice thought, for sure. Oh, by the way, swarmlings are getting the 2 key town, right? If they remotely know what they're doing, then they're probably getting the 2 key town here, which is pretty exciting. I also might be losing some of these hexes down here. I deeply suspect that swarmlings will want I9. So, in any case, let's see if our blue friends want this leech. I think we very much want to be on one of these two tiles next round. We'll see which one it is. Yeah, that was painful. Guys, don't run out of time. It's okay to make a decision. It's okay to make decisions, guys. All right, so now it's kind of a do or die moment. We're going to see if cultists get this hex. It would be brilliant if cultists didn't get this hex. If nomads sandstorm this hex, they'll be heroic to me. But alas, we're going to have to wait until we get our stuff before we find out. Cultists start coming up the air track. Stay out of my territory. Despite feeling like it's taken like an absolute lifetime, we are into round 3 already at the 42-minute mark of the stream. So, admittedly, that's not that bad, pace-wise. Wait, what did Swarmlings do here? Swarmlings bought a priest. God damn it, Swarmlings! Don't buy a priest. Just bridge for a priest town or the 2-key town or whatever. Just come on. Eight-pointer actually looks pretty attractive here. Eight-pointer gets us the spade, actually, right? And it means that if we take water 1 next round and put priest to water, then we get this spade as well. So I guess at that point we need shipping anyway. Yeah, we're going to need shipping at that point. Yeah, I shouldn't be too concerned about this water spade. I should just be concerned about getting points on the cults. Just in a straight up victory point sense. I don't think that cultists have played this that brilliantly since round 1. But it seems like they're in a good enough position anyway, even without that. Nomads are thinking really hard about whether to come for this hex here. The answer is yes, just do it. You just always want to block cultists. Always. Always. Block them off. Block them off. Block them. I actually, it's not like 100% clear if it's good to block them off here because building E3, like, then you get 2 neighbors for TP spots. Okay, they do cut off cultists. I don't think that was great for nomads, but they did do it, and I am happy to see that they did. So cultists are going to now double spade G6, I believe. I don't think that they have too much reason to advance ship here. They take coins. Okay, that seems fine too. So they are going to advance ship. They are going to connect on E8. Unsurprisingly, I didn't have the power to block them because I'm an absolute chump who rushed Earth 1 and then didn't build Earth 2 because I wasn't able to pass onto a worker's pass tile, which was super frustrating. Yeah. Well, fuck. Here, is this water 1? Do I actually need to worry about water 1? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be able to take it until next round anyway. So I think that we're going to go with our plan. We're going to town up, take a workers town, and then build 2 more hexes and go from there. Yeah. Why do we need that workers town, actually? That workers town actually doesn't really help us, right? Let's think about this a little harder. Like, if we just build these two hexes as is, then why did we need that bridge? That actually doesn't make that much sense. The 7 points doesn't accelerate our game in any way. Let's do this. This is almost always happening. If cultists offer us some leech, then we will take that leech, and then we'll proceed to take a power bridge. I think that that's the way to go. And then I can afford to take a cult town. Nomads are getting a coins action. Good for them. They should take the coins tile, but they take the spade. I think that nomads have mixed up the order in which they should be getting coins versus, like, points versus economy. They had the choice of the spade or the dwellings tile in round 1. And at that time, they chose the dwellings tile, which I think was very clearly wrong. They wanted the spade then. Now they do have the spade. Now it's round 4, and they have the option to take the spade or the dwelling tile. I would say the dwelling tile is better. You're nomads. You have the spades. But I think that this is a mistake of priorities, in my opinion. But in any case, I am going to get some point tiles next round, so that's cool. I am taking this and then buying a bridge, so I am pretty happy about this one. Cultists will get their spade on air. That's not what I wanted, but it is happening now, so. We're going to get 4 power from this town. I'm trying to figure out if there's any way that I can get air 1 out of this. I don't think that I can get air 1 out of this, so. So if I could get air 1 and a 2 key town, that would be pretty filthy. Wait, no. Where do my spades even go in that case? Right? I don't have shipping. Do I just take G6 in that case? G6 isn't great. Still, I think that this is, like, this won't win me any cults, but this might be valuable points against the other players. Like, I don't need this to beat them. I think that I am just, like, a little bit ahead of them in terms of, like, where my game is. But it actually is, like, a decent number of points. I'll accept this one for the hell of it. That might have been a mistake, but whatever. They're going at the water cult. They're leaving the air cult alone, which is nice. Back to the water 1 theory, I do think that it probably remains safe. I think nomads really badly need a coins power action. But again, as we said, we can air 1 instead of water 1, and that should be fine as well. We should be able to send a priest off and just get that water spade if we're not advancing ship with it. I think that odds are actually pretty good that we're advancing ship with our priest next round instead of sending it to water, which would be 2 spades that we missed out on. That's a bummer. So anyway, we can, like, buy a priest. Can we afford a priest town next round? We're going 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 workers to work with next round at the moment, but maybe we wind up on one of these tiles. Probably we end up on Swarmlings tile, right? Swarmlings have 2 actions left. I have 2 actions left. We also may be approaching the point where we can consider burning down our power. Cultists losing a town is definitely good news. That part is definitely good news for us. I mean, I would think that cultists would Okay, cultists do put priest to air, but what is this priest actually doing for them? Maybe they're just... They are going to come after G6, maybe? I guess it's this at this point. They don't have any shipping. I guess their last move is to advance ship. But then where are they even putting their cult speed? I suppose D6. Doesn't matter. We're passing anyway. They're actually on the tile that we most want, but whatever. That's just the cost of doing business. I'm tempted to go for this instead of this, but I think that this is probably the right call. It's just that workers, I haven't passed on to an extra worker all game, and like that's kind of hamstrung my economy quite a bit. I actually would have loved the worker power tile here, but how many dwellings can we get out next round? If we advance our ship and we get like just an ounce of leech from somewhere. Let's try this out. There's a chance this works out for us. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. We're supposed to take the dwellings tile. I'm being a loser here. Again, I should just not have played this trump game. I really should have just taken Earth 2 in round 1. And then I wouldn't be in this spot where, like, I can't make any decisions because my economy is a flaming heap of garbage. Okay, so cultists might just be trying to win this cult straight up because I don't see how they're getting another spade here. They've also already capped out their priest production, so this is kind of hilarious. They have 3 temples on the board, but 5 priests committed to cults. They have no town keys, so if I can just sanctuary my way up to a cult at the final round, then I would be happy to do so. Yeah. Yeah, cultists are going to try to come around and make this town. Not sure how I feel about taking their leech right now. One thing I do feel like I need is some shipping. I think D7 gets built 100% of the time this round. I think I also get more leech for my game if I upgrade F6, and then I can start taking some leech from cultists. Again, I hate doing this, but... Oh shit. I need to undo this. Sorry, guys. I need to temple for water 1 first. I do think I really want that. The power that it gets me is also good. I do promise to try to undo a little less after this. Nomads are actually having a pretty fine game in terms of victory points and stuff, so I kind of need this to make sure that they don't get the scoring favored here. Cultists upgrade in the center looking for some steps. Interesting choice. Yeah, a one town called Red Alert. I think I missed this comment, but you said Water One. Yeah, I initially forgot Water One, and that was kind of embarrassing, and I felt bad about having to take that move back. Cultists are just going at the fire track now. They're just trying to make some distance on all these. They figure that I probably can't beat them on multiple tracks. They're not going to have any town keys. They can't even fill up the priest to prevent other players from shooting up these with town keys. So that's a bummer for them. Nomads give me some leech. That's great. They're going to set up a 3-town game. I think that cultists have made a big mistake. They got the coins action last round, and I really thought that they were off to the races. But instead, they started making this temple for Water 1 instead of just advancing ship. So now I actually need to worry a little bit about Nomad's game. Nomad's faded up here. I think that they're probably going to start carving this. I should think about if there's a 3rd town in play for me this game. My gut tells me that there's just not enough economy in this game for that. But I could be wrong. Right now, as we pointed out, we're kind of in an awkward situation where we don't necessarily know what to do with, what am I trying to say here? We don't have shipping, and we want our priests for cults. We just don't have good priest production is our issue. Oh, swarmlings come over here, so they're going to try to set up 2 towns like this. That's a fine thing to do for swarmlings. They might even try to set up a 3-town game. They can still take I9, I8, stuff like that. The fact that they haven't built this hex that they cultivated like a turn ago is really sad, but whatever. I think we said that we were pretty open to taking some bleach if we can. So upgrade down here. Like, one thing that is not eluding me is that I can actually get this if I manage to build a temple for Fire 2 or something. I can make an expensive TP, or I could temple for Fire 2. And I think that templing for Fire 2 is an interesting idea. The only problem is that then I don't have shipping again, which wastes the water spade anyway. But it's a coin town for cultists, so they are going to advance their ship at last. Wow, Nomad's economy is flourishing right now. This build is really helpful by swarmlings because now Nomads have so many neighbors for their 3rd town. I am pretty glad that I took away their Water 1. They can build this hex and build 2 TPs. That gives them a good strong basis going forward. And then they have all the past tiles as well. would love to get onto Swarmlings tile if I can. Swarmlings have a pretty long round coming up. They should have at least 3 actions left. It looks like I have around 3 actions left as well, which is build this, TP, and then ship advance probably, something like that. As long as it's not like Temple for Fire 2. Temple for Fire 2 almost obligates me to go for a 3rd town. I think that I might be able to carve this town out, but it's a lot of spades. Next round I really want to have shipping so I can do like this. I think this is an obligation. So I think that there's a fair question of whether I actually want this TP. I don't think that the economy from this TP is actually good for me. I think that the economy that I want right now is workers, and I'm also on this tile. I have the chance to build out, well, okay, so if I do build the TP, then I have 3 workers next round. And I can only build out 3 dwellings. That doesn't sound good, right? I want to build out more than 3 dwellings next round. Oh, I should have paid attention to the fact that that was cultists. Bit of a mistake there. Swarmlings are also going up this cult, which is bothersome. Doing a little math here. It would take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would take me 6 power or coins to town up here with Fire 2 plus a TP. I could take a ship town. No, because I need an 8-pointer to make it. I hate missing out on this and paying a victory point to help cultists. That was really sloppy of me. I think the ship advance pretty much always happens here. And then from there, we don't know what the rest is, but... I'm still pretty content to take this. Cultists have used up their only key, and it doesn't look like they're getting any other towns this game. That said, cultists with this type of cult game and this type of scoring game can still beat me. So I do need to be a little conscientious and not just assume that cultists are no longer a threat. Cultists probably will advance ship here. They have nothing else to do. That's sad for me. Yeah, they will be able to connect, I guess. That's not good. Okay, cultists are still in play. They are still public enemy number 1. I need to stop accepting their leech now. I think that my job here is to continue to completely disrespect swarmlings. Swarmlings build a bridge. It's a strange bridge. What? Oh, nomads haven't used this yet. I guess they can make a third TP and then drop like a landscape or whatever. We're going to get to 2-ship next round, which actually isn't enough to get down to I5, but it will be enough to get these hexes down here. Assuming that swarmlings aren't spading this away from me, which I suppose that they might. Alright, what the hell? Let's get a little greedy and do this. I think I'm passing on to a worker, and I should be able to build 3 dwellings next round. 3 dwellings next round is fine. It gets me up to 7 dwellings anyway. That can't be that bad, right? 7 dwellings is plenty. Assuming that I can get them all, which it looks like I can. We're at an hour and 7 into this stream. We're still in round 4, so part of that is definitely us. We've been playing slowly. We're going to try to speed that up a little bit as we go forward. I believe I said that cultists were public enemy number 1, so that means that this should be incorrect to take. This also gets cultists a second spade, right, up this cult, so we're declining this. They'd probably just, drop a priest onto the water track to get that second spade if they want it, but at least I'm doing something nominal to help the cause. I could be passing on to this, and I don't think I actually want that. Like, I don't think that this does me anything. I suppose I could Stronghold, or I could Sanctuary for Air 1. Sanctuary hurts my economy pretty badly. And the scoring for it is here. So it really is just 2 workers and take it away from someone else. So what I'm really, truly hoping for is for swarmlings to just pass here. My ideal world probably is that maybe like I take workers or something, swarmlings pass, and then I pass onto their tile. That's my true ideal world. But I don't know if they will. Okay, nomads do build this, so maybe they make a trading post here and do a worker to coin conversion or something. That seems fine. I'm down with that. Temple for Air 1 seems very sensible next round, I think. But I don't have the economy for it. God, my economy is so bad. Why have I done this to myself? Okay, great. Swarmlings are out. So that is the outcome that we wanted. We need to figure out how to convert our resources here. And I think that the answer is we convert 3 to 1 and then 1 like that. I don't know that we'll be buying a worker's action, so I think this is the way to go. By the way, if you guys are wondering like part of why we're doing so bad, it's because we haven't been passing on to the spade. We've been missing out on these cult rewards. We missed the Earth Cult spade. We missed this spade. and like we haven't passed on to this bonus spade. We have been relying on temp ship to like get us around, and we haven't passed on to any extra workers, and we don't have Earth 2. So like lots of reasons why engineers should normally be good and like really strong economically, and I haven't really taken advantage of those. All I've been using is like temp ship, which is not that good. And like I've had coins, but coins are usually not the limiting factor for engineers' economy. So yeah. I think that with the spade, we can just, or with a single spade, we should be able to hit and a ship advance. I'm looking at D6, A3, H6, I9. There's a good chance that we get blocked on the single spade, in which case we probably just try to buy a priest and go 3 ship to hit H6, I9, A2. It's possible that ship. Oh, okay. So, Red Alert, you're saying that the coins action on the ship town lets you put down 3 dwellings. Yeah, I actually hadn't thought about towning up next round, but that's a very good point as well. I've been thinking small in terms of like, spading, but yeah, 3 ship is good. The ship count is probably just correct next round no matter what, right? Yeah, the ship count has to be good next round because I want to get to 3 ship next round, and I only have 1 priest. Clearly, the resources are valuable to me right now, given like this event. So, I think that this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be a coins action, and ship advances. Yeah, we need to advance our ships. I think taking a ship down is probably sensible here. Gets us onto these guys, and then we'll figure those guys out. And then we really, really want Act 6 of round 6, and we want to just try to like close out some cults if we possibly can, but we'll worry about that when we get there. What a depressing economy, by the way, guys. I gotta enter at least 3 structures on my board. I think I'm losing network to nomads, right? Nomads have a fantastic economy. They have as many points as I do. They're at least they're not passing for points next round. That's the upside. I actually, looking at it, I probably don't even need a coins action to put down dwellings and shipping, right? I only need 8 coins to advance ship and build an expensive TP, so I only need 11 coins total. I have 6 plus this, so I technically don't need a coins action there. Coins action lets me take a priest town instead of a ship town, but the tempo there might not be that good. Do I still have any interest in trying to make this work down here? I suspect the answer is probably no. I think I want to fight nomads on network as much as I possibly can, which is admittedly like barely anything right now. I have like no juice left in me. Yeah, here's the connection hex for cultists. I don't think that I have nearly the stuff that I want to meddle with it, so can forget about it. Swarmlings turn this hex to brown. Okay, so yeah, they're swarm. Okay, sure. Nomads want A7, so cultists don't connect. That's fair. Swarmlings are actually pretty competitive with cultists on network, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cultists can get up to maybe 10 hexes over here. Yeah, at this point it's probably nomads I need to worry about more than cultists. Or I need to worry about nomads as well as cultists, is a better way to phrase it. I don't think in any way that I don't need to worry about cultists. Cultists, by the way, are interested in the single spade because they only took one. They didn't use their priest here. I don't know what they used their priest for, but I was surprised that they didn't actually go up the water cult with it. So that's also another problem for us. Okay. They took the priest town. Okay. So yeah, cultists probably do want single spade here, so we're just going to forget about single spading. I think that's fine. God, I really hope that swarmlings don't suddenly come down here and like take interest in I9. They should be. I hope that they fill out this town. But people have not cared too much about our dreams. Our next action is to advance ship and then build these 2 hexes. I would love to get a priest town, but if I wind up with the ship town, then I'll survive. We're obviously not taking this leech. Oh hey, this is no longer expensive. That's cool. Thank you, cultists. Okay, nomads might be taking the other priest town. Priest town is quite good for nomads here. 8-pointer is also pretty good, but I really wish that they wouldn't run out of time like this. This is not very nice to the other players to like use up more than your timer. They take a workers' town, also very acceptable. This could be used for hard digs or something, maybe? I don't know. Workers' town, never too awful. It can seem a little underwhelming in terms of points compared to the priest town, but the extra worker, if like you need it, is very strong. Okay, swarmlings build up there. We're going to take advantage of that and just advance ships so we can get I-9 at our leisure. Cultists may snag the single spade now, but I need to stop thinking about that because I don't want the singles. I need to keep reminding myself, hey, I don't actually want the single spade. I keep talking about it and I don't actually want it. So, yep, there it goes. It's fine. Nomads are building their hexes. Yeah, nomads are smashing this network. There's no way I'm beating nomads on network, actually. They should also actually beat me to A2, now that I think about it, right? They can sandstorm the shit out of A2 if they want to. Don't know if they're going to, but... they might also beat me to F1 next round. Yeah, so ESQ Snowbird doesn't usually play fast games. That makes sense. I only play fast games because I actually want to avoid getting into these situations where games push up against like 2 hours or so. Since we've been offered a lease on life by Swarmlings not building H5 yet, we're just going to advance our ship again. Oh, we can't. We need to do this to get our next priest. Okay. So we're going to get some tempo by securing a priest town here. We're out of towns, which is a problem because now we desperately need to win endgame points versus these opponents. Yeah, we desperately need endgame points now because we no longer have in-game points, like from towns and stuff. Nomads don't take B1, which does give me tempo on A2. So we are going to get A2. We'll see if they grab E2 so that they have tempo on F1 next round. I guess they could take F1 this round as well. We'll see what happens there. This Nomads player has played very solid, admittedly. They've taken a long time, which I don't like, but they've played a very solid game. Yeah, Nomads are going to win network, and they're doing quite well in the cults too. I have a little bit of advantage in terms of this, and also I have water. Well, water 1 no longer matters, but I have probably 1, 2. I'm assuming that I get these 2 hexes, 3, 4, 5 more hexes this game, and then probably I get my landscape down. So I might not be building any of these guys. Embarrassing, but true. Yeah, I mean, I like playing these bullet games, and part of it is like I just feel like, my philosophy is it's okay to make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. Just kind of deal with it when it happens. It doesn't feel great, but it feels better to everyone to have a faster game. I don't know. That's just me. And again, I'm not always the snappiest player myself, but it does feel a little rough when other players kind of bleed clock like this. I've determined that if Swarmlings build H5 here, then I'm not going to build I9 right away. I think that Nomads Sandstorming A2 is a slightly bigger threat. Am I getting salty in the chat? I said, can we please play a little faster? Hey, can we? I said that the first time that they ran out of time, and then over an hour later, I said, can we please try to stay within the time limit? So I'll let you be the judge of how salty that is. Maybe it is very salty. I suddenly changed my mind. I think that I do need to secure this hex a little bit. Swarmlings could have towned up there, but they chose to build that hex instead, so I'm going to respect whatever they decided to do there. They may yet wind up going for a Sanctuary Town in here. They could have a 3-town game plan. There is a Sanctuary round in the last round, so let's just make sure that they don't do it with I9. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually being that salty in the chat. I'm just I am a little bit tilted by the game speed though. You were away eating and then you came back to 1-town cultists. Yeah. We're gonna see if this is fire 2 or if it's air 1. What it is definitely a timer running out, but it is air 1. Nice. Wow. Yeah, I definitely respect this Nomads player. Swarmlings shouldn't try to come after H6. They should rather advance ship and take I10. They can't afford to advance ship at the moment, but they could get a ship town here. We'll see what they decide. By the way, Swarmlings have burned 0 power this game. Certainly, they must know that you can burn power, but it's kind of just a fun fact that they haven't. They take an 8-pointer, which is, I don't know, my cult thing has, my 2 key town has looked insanely iffy all game, so that continues to look like a hilariously bad decision. I mean, to be fair, Patrick, I think that this cultist player is still probably winning. So, like, I love a good hate sesh as much as the next player, but I think that Nomads and cultists are both doing incredibly well this game. Nomads are just being held back like a little bit by their slightly suboptimal decisions. But it might still be enough to beat me. So, might very, very well still be enough to beat me. Yeah, so I've lost out on this track. I mean, I didn't need that cult reward anyway, but we might see Swarmlings come after I8 now, but who knows? I guess the TP up here does mean that they're not going to come down here to try to carve out this town. I don't know why I was like fixated on that, but I get a little leech, which means that I could buy myself a bridge if I'm really interested in stalling here. Nomads maybe have a TP left. Nomads aren't a pass tile, but if they're forced to pass first before me, that could be quite good news. That said, I don't particularly want to burn my power because I think I would like a double spade. I think I would really like to put a to my landscape here or something, so I can get over to these guys. Yeah, so Nomads will get down to 2 structures quite easily. They have a natural hex sitting here, and they have a sandstorm. So like one hard dig should be enough to do it. They might even pass on to a spade. If nomads get some leech, then they're going to be able to make a TP. But I don't think that they're getting leech here. I don't think cultists certainly aren't getting a leech. Cultists might just advance their ship again for points, I think. That's probably my expectation for cultists. Swarmlings advanced ship, so they're coming down there. We're always building this hex, so let's just take care of that business. Maybe it's the right call. It feels bad to not get the second town in order to secure their cult wins. Have they secured their cult wins? Swarmlings are probably coming after this water cult next round. I'm going to lock up air. I'm not convinced that they actually have secured their cult wins. Nomads are competitive here. Ira cultist, the cult that I would probably try to win fire. It's most competitive. Like, it's unlikely that I'm going to be able to fight my way up this cult, so maybe they lose 4 points here. But a Swarmlings player taking fire 3 and a Nomads player taking fire 2 seems likely for Nomads to take fire 2. Puts cultists at 3rd. So I think just trying to win this cult is the most valuable. Yeah, they need to just put off their priest right now so that they can. Okay, that seems bad. Yeah, that seems pretty bad. All right, we need to really, really think about taking this bridge action here, because I don't think that cultists have another move. So the bridge action is probably just going to be worth a boatload of points to me. Oh wow, Nomads forgot to down convert their power. They had 45 seconds left on their timer too. I don't know. I think that cultist might be pointing out that they forgot to. Yeah, I think that we have to bridge here. I'm almost certain that we have to bridge here. This cultist player is saying something about leaving a route for someone to go to, which is so nice. I'm not sure which route they're talking about. Maybe for themselves, like this? Or are they talking to Swarmlings? Okay. I don't think that I wanted to do this, but I think that we're bridging. I'm doing this because this gets us a power tile next round, or it gets us a points tile. It also takes a points tile away from cultists, so I think that has to be right. I don't know if it's going to be Stronghold or Sanctuary. Odds are probably stronger on Stronghold, I think, at this point. But it does look like I'm getting onto this. Now, one thought is that maybe I don't care about network, and I just build both Air 1 and the Stronghold next round. And that's my round. I think that theory might be correct. No, red alert. I do think that I am getting onto the Swarms tile. That's the thing. Yeah, I do think that I actually am getting onto that. So this could be Sanctuary Air 1 Stronghold, and then I just make 1,000,000 points that way. and then I ignore network? Like, can swarmlings compete with me on network? I guess that's a relevant question at this moment, right? The answer is yes. I only have 12 structures right now. I think I have to beat swarmlings on network. But maybe I just Act 5 out my landscape here. Yeah, I single dig my landscape here, and then we see what happens. Nomads have a sick game. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm ever beating nomads on network here, but the question is, how hard do I have to fight against swarmlings for network? Oh, okay. So I think cultists were talking about giving swarmlings this as being nice. I assume that that's what they mean. I don't know why I'm trying so hard to figure it out, but swarmlings need to make a sanctuary and then a temple this round. They admittedly are doing better than I expected them to. They could also try to forgo the sanctuary and try to go shipping. Come over here, Act 6, then this. Then build a temple, TP. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what swarmlings are up to. They should just do something. An 8-pointer is still sitting out there. Oh, there's a temple. What's it going to be? Is it Air 1? Cultists probably goes Sanctuary, Air 1, Stronghold this round, right? Or Air 3 or something. What? Fire 3? Okay, so Swarmlings take Fire 3. I don't think there's any world where I beat Nomads on network here, so I need to think about this. Especially since, as I predicted, they did get onto the spade, so they're 100% getting these. And then they're going to get this yellow. I can't even guarantee F1. And yet, the Swarmlings have a potential to get down 3 more structures. Oh god, this is hard. I guess Swarmlings don't really want single dig, right? Single dig doesn't really do anything for Swarmlings. So I think what I should do here is I should just float the single dig action and make my stronghold, which I think I'm always doing. let's see what cultists can do. Cultists can get 10 points by building both their big buildings. Let's say cultists get 10 points by building their big buildings, then 7 plus 3 for the stronghold plus air 1. So that's 20 points. That would put them at 112. And then they have a resource point left over. Or let's say it's 2 resource points left over. 114. And then they get 28 points on the cults. That's 142. I'm passing for, if I just Sanctuary Air 1 right now, which is, to be clear, a Sanctuary for Air 1 right now is going to be worth 5 plus 4 plus 4. That's 13 points. So Sanctuary Air 1, then I make a TP. I don't know. You know what? I'm not gonna do the math. I'm just gonna play this a little bit differently from how I normally play it and go for, and yeah, F1 is gone anyway. The Sandstorm is coming on to F1. So let's just play things a little differently and not compete for network as engineers. We'll just take our 6 points on network. Oh shit! Wait, can cultists beat us on network? Cultists took workers, so they could beat us on network. Well, they can get 1 hex, but they're better off making Stronghold and Sanctuary, right? Oh, God. Cultists tying us on network is a problem. So what's our situation if we get 0 network points, and we get 0, and we get 4 cult points? If we get 4 cult points, we have 5 more points coming here, then 3 points from a TP, so that's 8 points. Then we pass for 8, so that's 16, and then 22, 25, or no, 22, 28. We'd be at 142, plus 4 is 146. That's not that much. Nomads have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 11, 16. Let's say that they get 16, 20, 22, plus let's say 2 resource points, 23, plus 18 network points, 41, plus this. That's not quite enough to catch us if they get 41 points, as I'm expecting, plus like 7 to 8 cult points. Oh, they might have more than 7 to 8 cult points. They had 10 cult points. They might have like 50 something points left, but let's just try our ultra tall strategy. I think that this seems kind of fun. Where should I do this? I guess it has to be over here. Okay. The call is in. We've decided to go tall. I suppose that I should have given this leech to swarmlings instead. Swarmlings can definitely use it less. I guess if I were nomads here, I would just take fire 2 and the 8-pointer, and then I would just advance digs or something. They don't have water 1, so like, and they do have earth 1, but like they've already won network, so it's not that appealing to try to like force out more stuff. Or this, maybe it's just, yeah, it is fire 2. So probably the 8-pointer. It fights this cult the best. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's a very strong Nomad's game. And they have a lot more endgame points than we do. I'm assuming that cultists are making air 3 here. Like every time. They don't have too many other ways to make points, so. They have enough stuff for both big buildings. Nomads take the leech, which is very annoying. That means that cultists can take air 1 and still beat us on this, which is terrible. Cultists also now have enough stuff to double spade. They only have 1 hex that they can hit, though. They could double spade a red and then hard dig this as their final 2 actions to tie us in network. That would suck. But that would still only tie us in network, so there's a positive. Swarmlings should probably advance ship and then build I4 here. I think that's what I would do. They're not a threat to me, so I can just give them the free leech, I suppose. They take their stronghold action, which makes sense. Maybe they were considering, wait, do they still have the stuff to make a sanctuary? They still do have the stuff to make a sanctuary, so they could sanctuary fire too. That's perhaps the best outcome that could happen for me. Alright. Nomad's game is wrapped up. We're about to find out what they're going to do with the rest of their stuff. To me, I think that dig advances are the best way to just, or like a pretty reliable way to make points here. I think that might actually just put them ahead of me. But maybe fighting some cults is better. Putting priests, like taking water 2, for example, and then putting priest 2 here, then bumping this, bumping that. Yeah, that might be the route that they wind up going. Now they decided to build more structures, which I don't necessarily agree with, but is definitely a good sign for me because it doesn't seem to help them as much. Admittedly, in the same spot, I would probably also be building out stuff because I'm just really bad at like reading the room correctly. I really hope swarmlings don't let cultists off the hook here. Okay, they do just go for the stronghold. Okay, that does make me feel a bit better. They're not going to tie me on network, which means I have 6 more points. 6 points is pretty good. I'm still assuming that I get 0 here, so I just get 4 points on the cults. So 4 points on the cults plus 6 points on network is 10 endgame points. And I think that I said that I was passing for 8 plus 4 plus 6 is 18. So 18 plus 10 is 28 more points. So we're going to end at 154. And that just might be enough to beat everyone here. We'll find out for sure soon. It's been a very long game. Glad that we're bringing it to a close now. Cultists have enough stuff to advance ship one more time, so that's 111. Pass for 3, 114. 114 plus even 32 points on the cults wouldn't be enough to tie 154. Nomads are the threat here. They're passing for 4. They're going to get the 2 Earth 1 points for sure. They can still advance digs after that, so that's 4 plus 2 plus 6 is 12. 115, network 133. That's not quite enough. I don't think they have 20 points here. So I think it might be a win. We're going to find out. We're also going to get some water because these players have not been playing that quickly. It appears that due to the edge case rule of cultists being in the game that I was not supposed to leave, but it looks like only a little bit of time ran off my timer, so. Swarmlings did go up to 3 ships, so they're going to build I-4, and indeed knock me down to only 6 network points. Swarmlings will pass for 6, have a resource point, so that's like 7. 103 plus 12 network, 115 plus 8, 8 on the cults. 115 plus 8. $123. Yeah, pretty mediocre for Swarmlings. But that's kind of what happens when you start D5, but admittedly they also did some other stuff that like most good Swarmlings players probably wouldn't have done. They're actually going to send Priest to Earth to fight Nomads a little. I think that that's good because I think that Nomads, I said, were my closest competition. Cultists were like high 130s, low 140s, not a threat. Nomads got a little stuck in the quagmire here because they, for whatever reason, I guess, they can figure out their final configurations of stuff, but I believe that it's not quite enough to beat us. Swarmlings obviously should put their priest to earth. We did see that coming. You think Water 2 is incoming? Yeah, I had priced in Water 2 essentially at the time when I said that I was getting nothing on these cults. I figured that nomads should Water 2 bump this and whatever. I'm not convinced that it's that good for them anymore because they have Air 1. So Water 2 would be spending what, like 2 resource points to get them 1, 2, 3 points minus 1. So I think Water 2 is, yeah, they actually do advanced digs, which I think was probably the correct call. It's like better by 1 point-ish. Nope, they're going to take Water 2. Okay. It hurts me more for them to take Water 2. Okay, they're advancing digs, so whatever. 112, 116, 116 plus 18, 134. 142, 146, 147. So yeah, we have them by a handful. This was a long one. This is a longer stream than we usually have. Part of that is our fault. We definitely had some like longer turns. I saw our timer run below 1 minute a few times, but I would say that there are also a couple of other players who were taking slightly long turns, longer than we're used to. Again, it wasn't the strongest table. I think that a lot of the time we win this by more, but there were a few breaks that went against us early. Like, I think that swarmlings, like it turns out that swarmlings don't really know what they're doing, right? So they wound up playing kind of a network game, which is kind of neat. But I don't think that this played very well to the strengths of swarmlings as a faction. Especially they never got their big building out, even though they were on this, they had this, like they had tempo in the 2-key town and never took it. Admittedly, it was a mistake for me to take the 2-key town, but like that's whatever. Network swarmlings without Earth 1 is pretty bad. I don't think that network swarmlings without Earth 1 is bad. I think that network swarmlings who don't win network is bad. Don't win network and don't do well on cults. I think that that's bad. They did get like a couple of endgame points from this, but they could have had a lot more points from Air 1 essentially. Water 1 and Air 1 could have given a lot more points than they did. They could have gotten a third town. They need to have like just they need to have something more than this if they want to play network. Yeah, we got a couple of arena points, so that's nice. We only managed to get 4 regular elo from this, which is a bummer considering that like I did win by 9 points, but it was touch and go because cultists certainly could have connected this game. Like there is certainly a world where cultists are more aggressive and they ship and they connect. There's a world where nomads managed like just eke out a couple more points by not being as inefficient in round 1. By letting cultists build this hex, probably cultists and nomads both beat me because nomads have better neighbors. And if nomads knew how to play the passing game on the pass tiles better, it also would have been an issue. So I think that we do feel kind of lucky to escape with this win. We're just going to look really quickly at the breakdown again. Wow, we were actually the fastest player. 2 players took well over 30 minutes, and yeah, that does make for an exhausting game at this time of night. Don't let the high scores mislead you. We all start at 40, so this is really a mid 130s game. And I was the only person who like broke 130 in like a normal score, so that's worth noting. We took 1 coins action late in the game so we could advance our ship. I think that was pretty good. In the end, I don't think the ship town was too much worse. But the priest town gave us the right tempo because it allowed us to pass correctly after swarmlings, which I wasn't reading at all, but like wound up being pretty key. So that was kind of like a neat coincidence, not so much by design. I'm going to take a look at our workers because our workers were hilariously low this game. Even as engineers, I think that you normally have like a mid 20s or high 20s number. Yeah, like the Earth one felt really weak, really weak this game because I was like if there were TP pass tile in the game, then the Earth one might have been a little better, but there was no TP pass tile, so I wasn't able to pass on to a worker, and then I only had 2 workers that I wanted to spade in round 2, so it wound up being kind of a disaster there. We did still hit the track pretty well. We built both big buildings. We built dwellings in the dwelling round. We built 2 TPs in the TP rounds, and we built 1 temple in the temple round. So I mean, we still had a good track game. Nomads, I believe. Oh no, these are cultists. Yeah, cultists didn't have to worry about connection, so they actually hit the scoring track really hard as well. Obviously, we chunked out really hard, so we got lots of favor tile points, but I mean, normally I don't love chumping out this hard. Or I mean, the truth is that with Earth 2, I could have taken Earth 1 in round 2 and still chumped out. And still had all these points. It just would have been a lot more solid. But we don't know if Swarmlings would have taken away Earth 1 or whatever. We passed the best this game. That has a lot to do with the last 2 rounds. We got 2 pretty good towns. The 2 key town is always strong, the priest town. Though, like, the 2 key town was... What it took away from other players was it took away economy from other players. Cultists were the ones who were going to get it, but like honestly, I think that my game is better off if Swarmlings take that 2 key town and I just take a workers town. Like I only got 1 spade off the cult. That was the only cult reward I got this game. And I didn't even need that because I had already sent priest to error. So I got 0 cult rewards from the 2 key town this game, which is mind-blowingly bad. It's mind-blowingly bad. And I got a total of 6 cult points. So Workers Town is just like, let's say I get 2 points on air anyway because I've committed priest to air. So a Workers Town is just 7 points and 2 workers, which are actually really good for me because I was so worker short as we saw. Yeah, we didn't do well on network, we didn't do well on cults, but hey, we got that engineer stronghold out, and that's what matters, guys. Yeah, we wound up declining a lot of leech late in the game, which I think was a little unusual as engineers, but because we were so concerned about cultists and stuff, and because we decided to go with this tall game plan, and because like we burned all our power early, it just wound up going this way. In any case, it's late now. I'm glad that we escaped this game with a win because I was starting to get salty about like the amount of time that players were taking. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for chatting. It was nice to get a different type of win like this, even though this is probably not one for the highlight reel with the Earth 1 Water 1 rush. All right. See y'all later, guys.